Oh man, it is brutal out here. It is brutal out here. Again, last night I slept out here. I tried to put a tent up first, like within the Exxon, because I don't want to really go into the woods. Because if I go into the woods, I'm alone, and in those woods I can easily be basically robbed, and I don't feel like getting robbed. So instead, I try to put a tent up by like in Exxon, like right Exxon in the back area, and let's see, like right over there where that sign is, that blue sign is. I put one back there like 2 nights ago, and then the next day the owner of Exxon pissed off and put it on there. He said, "Get it out of there right now." Blah blah blah. So I took it out. So instead, the next day, what I did is I put the tent on the other side of that fence, which is I'm assuming property of the city, but it's a grass area, but it may be a little property of his. And within 2 hours after putting it up, I had 3 cops come to me and say, "You have to take that down." I said, "Officer, I'm freezing here. It's cold. I need to put a tent up somewhere. Where can I put it up?" He goes, "Well, you can go into Ocean if you want to, but around, or you can go into the woods." It's like, "Yeah, but in the woods I can get robbed. I don't feel like getting robbed." And they said, "Well, we can't really do anything about that, but blah blah. So, but you can't put it here because you'll get it out of here in a half hour. If I come back, I'm gonna arrest you. I'm gonna have to arrest you." Okay, so there goes. God. So there goes putting the tent up anywhere there's cameras or anywhere that can be seen and not get robbed, because I didn't want to get robbed. And now I'm back to just sleeping in basically it's a comforter, and I cover myself with a comforter. Right now I'm still behind Exxon in a little. I hope you guys are watching this. In like against the wall here, and I just covered myself in the comforter, and that's how I slept last night. Again. This has become like, since they really did a good job. They did a good job. They did what they were supposed to do by throwing us out of Tent City. They made it impossible for us to do this unless I want to go into the woods again. And again, with these people and how they fuck with me before in the past, I don't want to have a so lonely tent somewhere deep in the woods where I can get robbed, basically killed, and left in that tent to die with nobody knowing. And that's what Neptune did to us. They threw us out of an area where we could be seen, and we could call the cops, and we need just and they can get there. It's a tent city, and they threw us out of there and forced us to go into areas where like if you were in a group of people, they should watching each other. But I'm not. All these people, the people that were left over in Tent City, none of them I trust, and none of them I trust not to rob me. So at this point, I'm by myself, and because of that. I didn't have to take a chance of getting robbed by putting the tent in the woods, or every night until this cold spell goes away, freeze to death. In a comforter, in a place where there's lights and there's maybe a camera too or something, or at least somebody will find me dead, the next day, as opposed to being in that tent for days with nobody even knowing I'm dead. This is what people have done to people that use plant medicine, especially a certain type. It's persecution. It's basically a witch hunt. It's basically you're burning us at the fucking stake for doing something that we want to do, and it's not fucking fair. Really not fair. I want to give an example. What's really wild is that if you know the story of Jesus, after he died, there was Christians that people believed in him and whatever, and started the Christians, right? And now the Romans, right? The Romans, what they used to do is they had the Colosseum, right? And they used to like gather up the Christians and put them in the Colosseum, and then have live animals tear them to shreds, right? The Christians were persecuted for years and years and years by the same group of people that assisted the Israelites in crucifying Jesus, right? But then what's really ironic is that years later, now the Catholic Church, its center, right, is in Rome, right, where the Romans, the Roman emperors used to persecute the Christians. Now all of a sudden it's become an entire country of Catholics that's based on the Christian religion. And what's ironic about that is that in all actuality, the practices of the Catholic Church, and I'm talking about the Inquisition. I'm talking about the Crusades. I'm talking about anything that had to do with in the name of Jesus, we're going to do this, right? Has nothing to do with either the man that they fucking crucified or the people that were basically they took and they fed them to animals for amusement. You torture and then laugh at. That's what you still guys do as a civilization. That whole persecution then turning into that same thing that they persecuted, becoming one of the major religions. This is about the most ironic and hypocritical thing I've ever witnessed, I've ever experienced, and that's exactly what I feel like right now. Marijuana was illegal 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago. I spent 28 days in a cage because I had a half a joint of marijuana in my pocket. Now the line to go into Zen Leaf to get it, to get dispensary weed is sometimes around the block. And again, that's that whole thing about persecuting people first, and then afterwards saying, maybe we can make some money on it. Then grabbing hold of it and then promoting it is exactly what the Romans did with Christianity, that then turned into Catholicism, which then ended up slaughtering tribal cultures all around the world, just and to try to convert them into the. And you think there's a Jesus Christ somewhere that said, yeah, go ahead, take all those Native Americans, that our Father, that God put on this planet to take care of Mother Earth, take all these people and convert them to believe in me, if not kill them. That's your society. Hypocritical. You persecute things, man. Right now, I am dying out here, all because I choose to do a plant medicine that people most likely go, oh no, you can't do that, no. I'm being persecuted. I literally feel like I'm in the one of those shows, the show Naked and Afraid. I literally feel like I'm in one of those episodes, right? Yeah, right. Yet, instead of being in the jungle somewhere deep, I'm right in the smack middle of the city, where people are driving around in fancy cars and going home to have nice meals, and then they're going to sleep in a nice bed. As I'm suffering and fucking, basically I'm naked and afraid out here, every night, waiting to die. Oh, I know, I can go to the Mission or Trinity Church, both of which end up becoming rehab slash prison type places where you only have to allow to do things at a certain time. 59 years old, man. Don't tell me I gotta wait 45 minutes to go out to have a fucking cigarette just because you provided me a floor to sleep on and some heat. You see what your society does? You see why it is doomed? Because no matter what you do as a society, you'll always persecute those that should not be persecuted. You always torture people, each other, and then laugh at. And there's nowhere in the universe that wants anything to do with any of that, because that happens nowhere else except in the human race. And you're not the most advanced. You might have the most advanced body. You might have the most advanced organism in general. God put a lot of time and effort into creating you, so that you will produce these souls that could help expand the universe. And what do? You waste it away to throwing each other into cages, all for an inorganic, illusionary thing like money that you're all slaves to. Sad, man. Sad. Sorry excuse for a civilization in this sense. You have a good night. Make sure you sleep really nice and tight tonight. Put those covers over you and keep the heat nice and high. And just think about that. I'm fucking freezing again to death. Again. Because I don't have enough money to get a hotel. Thanks.